Hello there and welcome back to this F1 2017 Sauber career mode. We're at round 10, season 3 at my home race, Silverstone, for the British Grand Prix, and it's also the 50th race of this career mode, so I'm now 50 races in. Quite a nice milestone to have. And yeah, the practice sessions have gone well. Managed to get purple in everything. You can see the rivalry there against Magnussen. We're leading at 6-2. And on the right, the resource points, 1079. Of course, last time out we couldn't do any upgrades because we're pretty much just waiting now to have this done. But we've got 900, so we can definitely do this after the next race. And if we somehow manage to get up to at least 1500, which I doubt it, we can immediately do another one on the powertrain as well. But we'll be waiting 2 weeks for that, unfortunately, to come in. But then the chassis will be done. Not much else to really talk about before we go towards qualifying then, other than I'm probably going to be looking to do the one-stop strategy in the race. The weather for qualifying and the race, I believe, is dry throughout. And so this is definitely going to be a one-stop race. So I'm going to try it anyway. And if the AI cars decide to do a two-stop, then we should be able to finish above them. Because you lose so much time in the pits doing a two-stop strategy. It just makes sense to do the one-stop. So that's certainly what I'm going to be doing. Onto the units. You can see their units number 1 and number 2 pretty much to the point now where we can't really use them in qualifying. The race will be too slow. So these are now being used for the practice sessions. We're on to unit number 3, of course. I think the highest in that is possibly the MGUK, which is sitting on 19%. It is, yeah, the highest. And the gearbox, of course, we're now into our 3rd weekend. It's already 18%, I should say. So, yeah, pretty good at all the wear parts then. Obviously, we've got a 5th unit as well for everything, so we should be able to comfortably get towards the end of the season without getting any more grid penalties. So we'll listen to the voicemail then, and this will be the objective for the qualifying session. Qualifying 15th and beat K-Mag, so I think it's achievable. Our pace in the practice sessions have been, I'm slightly off the pace where I have been in the last few races, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get through into Q3. Not that it matters too much, because I'll either be starting on like the medium or the soft tyres or whatever it is, and trying the one-stop strategy. So we'll go to qualifying. We'll go through Q1, hopefully we'll get through, and yeah, so like I said, I'm not expected to get through to Q3, but as long as we can get somewhere in Q2, I will be happy. So I'll go to the track and see what we can do. So there we go, they successfully made it through to Q2. Even though when I went out for my flying laps, I did 2 flying laps, the team actually put 10 laps worth of fuel in the car, which wasn't ideal. So we could have been probably maybe knocking on the door of where Ricardo was, maybe just a second off. Pace is a bit irrelevant. Obviously, the top 3 set their times on the soft tyres. And we're actually a lot quicker than the likes of Raikkonen, Perez and the Super Soft, so that's a surprise. But nevertheless, we've managed to make it through into Q2. Weather report has come in. I think there might be a bit of rain in Q2, which would be quite nice, because then we might have a better chance of getting through into Q3 as well. Obviously, I prefer the wet conditions over the dry. The 5 drivers eliminated then. Stoffel Van Dorn, 3.6 seconds off the pace. Stroll in 19th. Verline Stonewell in 18th. Magnussen and Sainz as well. So we've successfully managed to get through to Q2, where I think it's going to be intermediate weather, but we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, so if it is, then I'm looking good for a Q3 appearance. So then Q2 is over. You can see I did my time on the softs, because if I did a super soft run, I probably would have been into the top 10. Of course, the strategy here is to do a soft and medium run, or medium and softs in the race as well. So I'm not too despondent about being out in Q2. Alonso, Palmer, Kvyat and Verstappen, the other of the other drivers that have been eliminated. So yeah, that's a big shock for Verstappen. That will teach him for going on the soft tyres. Yeah, I reckon if we did supers, we would have been able to get into Q3. I didn't really want to be on the super run event, sort of look after my time to make sure I was 11th or 12th. I just thought, well, I'll go flat out in the soft, see what we can do. So I'm fine with starting 14th. The one-stop strategy is the plan that I want to do for Silverstone, so I'm not really too upset about that. So the top 10 then that go through: Vettel, Hamilton, Bottas, Ocon in 4th place, Raikkonen, who will be starting the race on the soft tyres, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Perez, Massa and Grosjean. So we won't have a look at Q3 then, obviously, and we'll be starting from at least 14th place. So the resource points for the qualifying session should be a little lower than it usually is. 80, when I think the max we can get is 105, but that's fine. The Ravi update as well, we did out qualify Magnussen, and we completed qualifying, yet he did. Not too sure what that means. So we're now 8 points to 2, so very nice indeed. The reputation level, of course, would have gone up. We're now at a maximum in the purple again, which is very nice. And now we can listen to the voicemail to see what our race objective is going to be. finish in 15th and beat Magnussen. So I don't think there's too much else to look at. I'm not going to change parts on the car or anything like that. I'm just going to run with what I've got, and I'm fine with that. So yeah, our pace, as you can see there, we're sort of on the fringes of a top 10. However, if we decide to do the one stop and a lot of people decide to do a two, then we should be able to climb many positions in the race. But it all remains to be seen. They could all do the one stop as well, and we'll just have to rely on our own pace to score some points. So starting from 14th, I think there's good scope there to get some good points in this race. So we'll go to the track and we'll see what we can do with the strategy. So here we are then on the grid, soft, and then hopefully onto the super softs later in the race. We've got to keep the first lap clean. Lights out and away we go. It's an average start. Into turn one. We run a little wide, there's a far way off, or ahead of us. Legal overtake on Palmer, we've got to get back on track if we can. Oh, and the VSC's out. The VSC is about to end. And already I'm going to try something on Palmer here, but this could end badly. Oh, great move. If we can hold it, we can. So, end of lap one. It's important to try and build on this position now if we can. Make our way up through the field, if possible. Up the inside of Verstappen. That was a good move. Perez, who's up ahead, he's got a mechanical issue, so hopefully that will back the field up a little bit. We've got Kvyat and Hulkenberg dicing, but I'm going to try up the inside of Hulkenberg. Be impressed if I can pull this off around the outside. Oh, we can. Look at that. I do love this circuit. So all queuing up behind Perez at the moment. I'm going to try it around the outside of Kvyat here. I do love around the outside move, it seems. I think we're going to be ganging up on Perez here sooner rather than later, but I might try something on Massa here for 8th if I can. Another good move. Oh, Perez is locked up, and he's opening the door as well. Managed to do Grosjean. Now the slow Force India. Hopefully I can make a move stick here. I'm going to dive bomb it a little bit. And we do make the move stick. We're up to 6th. Great opening few laps here. I've really enjoyed some of these overtakes I've done. Now it comes down to just managing these soft tyres if we can. We're running with in excess of 4 laps worth of fuel. So I'll use rich mix at some point. But for now I've just got to look after the tyres and try to get these softs as fast as possible to enable me to change onto the supers. I'm aiming for around about lap 16. So some of the leading cars already in the pits. Looks like Ricciardo and Bottas. This is up to 4th. I'm hoping by the end of about lap 9 we'll be in the lead of this race, which would be nice at our home event. So as we come into lap 10 then, oh, a bit of a mistake there into the final corner. Ocon is the last of the leaders to pit, which now finds us in the lead of our home race. We'll probably hold this now for 4 or 5 laps before we make our hopefully one and only pit stop, and it's looking good for a positive result. So into lap 12, almost half distance. The next car behind us is Hamilton, who's already made a pit stop. He's gone back onto the supers, which means he is going for a 2-stop strategy, and he's 10 seconds back. So it's a bit of a boring race at the moment from us, but you can see, you know, the possibility of a very strong result here tonight, because I think quite a few of the guys have still got to make another pit stop, as has us, and we're coming in the lead quite comfortably. So you never know, we could be on for a really good result here. Hamilton pits for the 2nd time, Ben. So we were planning on coming under threat from him, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. That promotes Vettel to 2nd. We've got yellow flags out in sector 1 as well. It's a slow moving car. That might pose a bit of a threat once we come across it. So here's that slow car in one place of the track. I didn't want to meet it. So Renault, don't know which one it is. Anyway, it was a fun 6 or 7 laps in the lead. We're going to be pitting at the end of this lap. We'll set super soft tyres with a load of rich mix fuel as well. 10 laps on the super softs. Let's see where we join. We've got to get this right though. That'll do. Right, let's see where we rejoin. Okay, looks like we're coming out in 6th place by the looks of it. Oh, there's Raikkonen. Kind of want to be able to see him if I can. He's on the mediums or on the supers now. You can. We're in 6th place, but Verline ahead, I know, has to make a pit stop. Not too sure on everyone else. We've got yellow flags out in sector 3 as well. Someone's parked it. So now the chase is on. Super soft tyres and enough rich mixed fuel to get us to the end. Look at the grip we've got now. We're in 6th place. Verline we know has to pit. That'll put us 5th. But how many more ahead need to make their second stop? So Verline's pitting now. Fair play to him. He's done well. So Hamilton's managed to get past Verstappen for 3rd. Verstappen running the mediums is a lot slower than us. So we should be able to get past the Red Bull here to get into 4th. We've got DRS. This could be it. This has to be it. Up into 4th. I think we'll drop Verstappen and Raikkonen eventually. Hamilton ahead is with the guy in 2nd place. I think it might be Ocon actually, and I know he's on the medium tyres. So we've got a possibility at a podium here. I've got to be careful now because Bottas, like Hamilton, similar strategy. He's on the soft tyres as well. And he's going to be putting me under a bit of pressure. We'll try it around the outside here of Ocon if we can. We can. Look at that. Come on, let's out drag him. Come on. Oh, yeah, the flags. Oh, Ocon's blown up. Wow. That was close. But that's us into 3rd. So, final corner. Start lap 24-26. I think something's happened to Bottas. He's dropped back. I think maybe he clipped Ocon when he pulled over to the side of the track and picked up wing damage, because the only person behind us now is Raikkonen, who is now starting to pressurise us, because as you can see on the right hand side our tyres are already past their best. We've got enough fuel, but hopefully we've got enough tyre as well. Can't do anything but Hamilton and Vettel ahead, so it's all about defending this final podium spot from that man there. Thanks McLaren for blocking me. And I've got Raikkonen right up my arse. What a fucking place to let me through. Got Raikkonen all over the back of me here. Gonna have to defend. A little bit of contact will squeeze him out. My God, I want this podium. My thumb, meanwhile, is in absolute bits right now, but I don't care. I'm doing everything I can to keep this 3rd place. Here we go then, down the back straight. Oh, the understeer in these tyres. We left the braking so late as well. Just take our time. He's not getting through. It's 3rd place at home. Fantastic.
So here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
So there we go then. Finally, we've managed to get a podium in Season 3. We've come close already a couple of times, but finally managed to lock it off here with a nice clean race. The one stop obviously was always going to happen. Very happy with that. One thing I should say though, usually we see the race strategy screen, but unfortunately my recording sort of corrupted halfway through talking about it, so I decided to end it and then start it up again at the beginning of the race, which obviously I'll edit out of the little bits there as well. So that's why I went straight from the end of qualifying straight to the race without the little bit in between. But nevertheless, great result. Really happy with the third place, especially at our home race as well. Vettel's won, Hamilton's second, were third, so you can clearly see that the one stop was the way to go. Nothing I could do about Hamilton after I came out the pits. He was, he's in a Mercedes. What can I do about that? But I'm so happy we managed to hold off Raikkonen at the end. Perez, good run from him, from 6th on the grid to 5th in the race. Bottas 2 stopped as well, as did Ricciardo. Verstappen from 11th up to 7th, and then Kvyat and Palmer picks up the final points. So all 3 Brits scored points at the home race. Further back, Sainz, Magnussen and Verline, after having a very long first stint, ended up in 13th, so well done to him. He's beaten Massa, Stroll, Van Dorn and Alonso, who were both a lap down, as was Hulkenberg in 18th. Ocon and Grosjean retired as well. I must have missed Grosjean, must have happened early on, but Ocon certainly kind of retired right next to us as well, which was a bit unnerving, but yeah, very happy with the 15 points. We'll look at the standings then. So Bottas now has a single point lead over Vettel. Hamilton has jumped Raikkonen for third. Perez and Verstappen have both got ahead of Ricciardo, and we have managed to get ahead of Ocon, now 9 points clear of the Force India driver in our target of 8th place. Kvyat also a couple of points, moves him up to 13th place. And Palmer with another one as well, means he's now just 4 points behind his teammate Hulkenberg. In the Constructors, Mercedes hold a 5-point lead over Ferrari, Red Bull and Force India, as you can imagine, safe in 3rd and 4th. And with that great result, have now jumped up from 7th to 5th, ahead of both Renault and Haas. Toro Rosso with a couple of extra points, but they're still pretty much rooted to 8th. And McLaren and Williams, as usual, in 9th and 10th, tied on 4 points. Stolen resource points for the race. This should be quite a nice amount. Clean lap, only 96%. We got a warning for extending at some point during the race, so only 123, but that's still nice anyway. The first driver bonus as well, this would be nice for qualifying and practice and the race, another 56, very helpful. The rivalry update, we absolutely smashed out. Look at that, got a podium as well, so we're now 13 points to Magnussen's 4. That puts us 9 ahead. Wow, yeah, so we're definitely going to see this rivalry off eventually. Team approval has gone down actually with Mercedes and Ferrari, not that it matters, but it's gone up with everyone else. We're now at the maximum in purple. And the career score as well, this should be very nice for both the practice and the race. This should well see us over the 10,000 target I set myself. 12298, a little bit down on qualifying, usually we're in the 2000s, not that I'm at too much. So good, nice profitable weekend. We've got a contract event here, so this will be the usual, we can change teams mid-season. I'm not going to, before any spoilers, I'm going to stay with Sauber obviously, but it'll be quite interesting to see what offers we get. It gets me every time that she closes the door, like it's a massive secret. So here we go then, filing through her files. Contract promotion. Is it super first driver? It would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, we'll have a look at these, see what teams have offered as a contract. And they are stay with Sauber or move to McLaren. I mean, to be honest with you, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? So we'll stay with Sauber. And we've also got a classic car event as well, which is nice. Checkpoint challenge at Belgium and the pursuit at Bahrain short. To be honest, I quite like the checkpoint challenge. I'll do that one then. So that's okay. We'll get that done off camera, and that will be one closer to unlocking the ultimate upgrades. So 1,348 resource points. Hopefully we're due some sort of a sponsor bonus at some point. All this will obviously be checked. Oh, I don't know. Can we change? Yeah, we can. We can use unit number 2. Right, R&D tree. So here we go then. We're going to get this major one finally completed. That leaves us with 448, which means that we can't do anything else right now. But after the next event, we should have enough to, we will have enough to do the second minor upgrade on the powertrain. So as far as I'm concerned, as long as this one over here comes in, the chassis is now done. We'll just have 3 ultimates left, which I won't be touching until season 4. And if this one does come in, you can see another nice little leap in the chassis department to put us well in the lead. And then we can focus on getting this powertrain up, because we are lacking a bit of straight line speed. So it'd be nice to get some of these done in the next few races to sort of catch up with the rest of the midfield. So not much else to talk about then. We'll go along here to the trophy room. There we are, nice 3rd place at Silverstone. Goes well with our 3rd places. Oh, at Silverstone last season as well. So we do have good run here. 3rd place at Singapore as well in the rain. And then season 1, that great 2nd place at Malaysia, if you can remember all that far back as well. We were so close to winning that race as well, but I made a mistake when I was in 2nd and unfortunately blew my chances. But that's now our 4th podium. Halfway through season 3. I wouldn't mind another 1 or 2 before the end of the season, but still we're chasing that elusive first win. So not much else to talk about then. Obviously these units I'll be keeping. The gearbox is now 22% after 3 of the 6 races, so that's quite good. And the power units, probably be using unit number 3 from now on in the practice sessions. Maybe units number 2 for some of these ones if they're a bit decent. Even unit number 1 for the electronics, 44% can be used. But we've certainly got enough here to get us through, hopefully, to the end of the season. So then progress history, not much has happened. You can see we're now ahead of Haas and we're right with Toro Rosso and Williams. So hopefully, in a couple of races, once that major development comes in, it should put us up probably between Williams and Renault. And not much else to talk about then. So thank you very much for watching this episode. Absolutely delighted with the 3rd place. The win was never on. As soon as I realised that Vettel was 10 seconds behind us on the medium tyres, I knew that, unless he has a problem, we've got no chance of winning this race. And then when we came up behind Hamilton, he'd obviously made his 2nd stop on the softs, and there was absolutely nothing we could do about that. So, best of the rest, 3rd place at our home event, our 2nd 3rd place at Silverstone in a row. Very, very happy. Nice hunting ground for us. So, thank you very much for watching this episode, and hopefully I'll see you all for the next one very soon.